I want to get right to the point here. The Board of Supervisors and their county council, Sarah Carrillo, Christopher Schmidt, got these protective orders against me, but the judge was kicked off, Kevin Seibert, or he was kicked off, and then they put on David Beyersdorf, and he was kicked off. And what's going on is a pattern where the court doesn't file my paperwork, and there's a whole bunch of corruption. They don't file paperwork. They just recently fabricated documents claiming that trying to make it look like Judge Seibert was never kicked off a case when he was clearly kicked off. And what they're trying to do is basically fabricate evidence. Put out a bunch of videos recently. By the way, it's 3/19/2024, and I just put out Tuolumne County is where the Kangaroo court started and continues under Judge David C. Beyersdorf. The last board meeting, they fabricated a meeting, and that was posted on Tuolumne County Board of Supervisors caught red-handed, and videos about the sheriff and the judges not being bonded, as well as the Board of Supervisors. And what they did is they fabricated the board meeting on December 7, 2021. And these videos show that. They show the meeting agenda, and then they show the meeting where it never occurred, and then the minutes and the proclamation claiming that this stuff all went down during the meeting, but there was no deliberation, public comment, or a vote, so it never happened. And then the subsequent things that needed to happen, like having a judge sign it, placing a value on the bonds, and then having it filed with the county recorder, that was all never done. So there is no self-insurance, and there's no bonds, and there's not a proper oath under Article 20, Section 3, which requires a loyalty oath. So that's what's going on. None of these people, the judges, the sheriff, the Board of Supervisors, the district attorney on down, none of them hold office legit. And what's going on is they are, the court, they aren't filing any of my paperwork, and I got video of me filing it in the Dropbox. So when it's filed in the Dropbox, as long as it's filed before 4 o'clock on any business day, the paperwork that goes in there, it has to be filed. That's what it says. That's the law. But they aren't doing it, and this has been the pattern. And I've filed motions to disqualify these judges, which are mandatory, for bias, prejudice, conflicts of interest, not in addition to the fact they're not bonded. They're not even a judge, so they can't hear my cases. And they refuse to file it, and I'm going to prove that right here, right now.
Political watchdog, and a friend of Ty Robin, he asked me to attend him in the gallery only. Department
3, Beyersdorf. Today's what date?
And today's date is Friday, March 15th. He asked me to be there, and and I did. And
you might as well flash your paperwork. Why don't you show them what you're all about?
I'd rather use this one. It has U.S. Supreme Court rulings.
There you go.
And all the justices.
So basically what happened is I filed paperwork yesterday, and John Flynn was with me. We have that recorded. And the paperwork was filed because challenging jurisdiction. So when that happens, the judge has to prove he has jurisdiction, and he can't. So he didn't even read the paperwork.
No, he did not. Now, Ty Robin, we went to the courthouse. He went in, laid them all out, got some envelope. By the time I got in there, John, can you put them in the envelope? Okay.
Were they even filed? Do you know? They don't even file my stuff. So we'll find out.
And then I dropped it in the box. Now Ty was recording on his phone. He got this.
But we don't know if it was file stamped. Probably wasn't. Go ahead.
But he said they're supposed to pick it up by 4 o'clock. That's required.
It didn't matter because what did he say? He wasn't going to read it.
And then this morning, Judge Beyersdorf said he wasn't going to read it at all because it wasn't timely. And you have to hear by the rules, and therefore I'm going to hear what you have to say. Christopher Smith, and then they put him under. The same lawyer that was there before last month was there representing and Circular was there, and then Christopher Smith was in some kind of negotiation. He showed up around 9:30, and then I think it was about that time. And then they started, and then they put Christopher Smith under oath of office. He was did lie because if Ty was there to rebut or on Zoom. But,
I asked for Zoom. That was on there. That was a fact. It was on the paperwork.
And
that I could call him.
Beyersdorf just said he wasn't going to consider
Okay, let's
anything.
Let's back up. Now, Beyersdorf had security there, extra security. He already admitted.
We're going to get to that.
Well, let's start with that
Okay,
because
well,
he's
he
automatically disqualified.
He
feels there's
you
a
weren't
threat.
there. I was there.
Go ahead.
Now, what I caught my attention was that he had, and after everybody left, there was one case before me, and I asked this one California highway patrolman, and I said, what were they doing there? There was nobody else in the courtroom. It was just me and Beyersdorf. And then I asked the guy with, he wore glasses, very fair skin, Caucasian, little black mustache. I said, what are you guys doing here if everybody's left the courtroom? Because I'm in the gallery. And they said, Beyersdorf has asked for extra security at the courthouse. Now, that's going to touch off a complaint or an inquiry from my end to the California Attorney General's office.
Well, automatically, it's a bias prejudice.
Whatever.
He felt a threat, so he didn't read the paperwork. Predetermined. His mind was already predetermined.
That was right. Beyersdorf is statutory judge. He doesn't even, if you ask him...
The first thing in all the case law is California case law. Even their own statutes, okay, mandate that this thing had to go probably to the Chief Justice and be referred to a federal court. You know, because nobody in California can hear it. Nobody's bonded.
Nobody's bonded.
And that's a fact. And not only that, Newsom, who appointed this guy, Beyersdorf.
Right. And
he doesn't hold office. Yeah.
Okay, what I'm going to do right now is prove that my paperwork was filed twice and timely. And the judge had it, and he refused to read it. If he read it, he would have had to have disqualified. Mandatory. And not only that, he didn't have jurisdiction. So he put all that aside. And on top of that, there's no violation of anything here. I'm allowed to talk, and I'm allowed to say what I said. The Supreme Court has said that under multiple cases, New York Times v. Sullivan, and most recently, it confirmed it in Courtroom versus Colorado, or Colorado versus Courtroom. And that was in December 2023. So prior to that, this has been the law that you can criticize public officials. Look what they do to Donald Trump, Biden, Clinton, on and on and on. Obama. You can criticize the hell out of these people because they're public officials. And I haven't even done anything bad. I haven't gone to those meetings. I've never sworn. I've just brought up the corruption. And this is how far extreme they will go to prevent somebody from going to the board meetings to speak, and they will fabricate stuff in the courts, and the courts won't even file my paperwork or give me a proper hearing. I requested a Zoom hearing. I'm not going into that courtroom. They had highway patrol in there and sheriff deputies ready to arrest me, and they're still harassing me right now on 319, somehow saying I violated this protective order by communicating with the county council when I'm having a lawsuit with the county council. I have no personal email addresses of any of these people. I'm not stalking these people. It's the opposite. They've sent people out stalking me. And that's what I'm pissed off about, is that I'm actually the one being stalked, harassed, intimidated.
We'll just leave it on the little white table.
I'll deal with this.
It's just the lady clerk. No sheriff.
Hey, what's your name?
Hello, my name is Sheila.
Who are you with, Sheila?
I work for myself, sir. Have a good day.
Do you have a business card? I need to know who you are. Are you a process server?
I served you before, yes.
Well, I mean, I need to know who you are. That's fair.
Stop.
I mean, just being fair. You know? Just being fair. So you're not a process server. You don't have a license? Can I get your business card so I know who you are? Hey, you're stalking me. I need to know who you are.
I'm doing my job, sir.
Well, what's your name? Okay, we got that.
And having my rights violated, and these people don't even hold office, and they've committed a whole hell of a lot of crimes, starting with the waste management scandal, everything they've done to cover this up, and the cover-up is worse than the crime. Let's look at December 7, 2021. You can't deny it. They totally fabricated a meeting. Most recently, they fabricated a meeting to try to get Carol Dowd, Miss Dowd, to get a protective order against John Flynn by having her come in early and staging a meeting and a public comment session that didn't even exist. So that's fabrication and conspiracy and a violation of Mr. Flynn's rights, my rights, and much more. So that's what we have, and I'm going to prove that my paperwork was filed in the court right here.
There we are. We're filing the papers right here at the Dropbox. Right? You guys see this, right? Because sometimes they don't file it, right? They're going to say something weird. Yes, sir. I had them.
Kangaroo call. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Sit up, sit up, sit up. It's a kangaroo call. A kangaroo call.
Hey, what's today's date? 14. There you go, 14.
14,
Right here, going to Dropbox. They picked us up at 4 o'clock, right? Just... All right, these guys are great. Yes, sir. But they don't always. You guys are great. No problem with you guys. I know, but they didn't do it. That's why I got to do all this. This is me doing it, John Flynn. You want to do the honors, John? Sure. Drop them on in. We did it. Hey, did you guys know the term kangaroo court started right here in Sonora? If you look at, go to Webster's dictionary. Really? It started in the gold rush, so it could be here, Placerville. Really? In Motherlode, yeah. Go to Webster's dictionary right now and type in kangaroo court and go down a little bit. It'll tell you about it.
Right, same thing happened about a year ago with Kevin Seibert. Paperwork was filed, and he's caught reading it. And then they want to claim that he didn't get served and he didn't read it and it wasn't filed and it was sent back. But that can't be the case because it was filed. He read it. I corrected him. He ignored it. The motion was on the same motion that he was reading. So that is how corrupt this is. And it's corrupt to the core. The term kangaroo court started here. The kangaroo court continues here. It's unacceptable. These people don't hold office. Violating my rights is treason. The penalty for treason is death. And that's what we have in Tuolumne County. Okay, you guys, I got this video I posted about a year ago for the case when Judge Kevin Seibert was disqualified. So this video right here shows it. I was allowed to attend the hearing by Zoom because it snowed that day.
Enforceable
when I
against
recorded
the
it. He was
motion
pissed
for
off about
reconsideration on the day. Have you posted a bond?
No, but there was a motion for a cause that was filed against you, so we have to get that decided before we even move forward. The 170.1 or 170.3 motion for cause.
You found I saw 170.6, but
No, the other one's for a cause.
okay. Well,
It's
look, I'm trying to find it.
It's in the same motion. It's in the same motion. Yeah, the 171.6 was an alternative to that because I wasn't sure how Judge Craig recused. I wasn't clear on that. But if that's the case, I understand that. And It's on the same motion. It was a
Well,
one.
I'm looking for it, but your papers aren't exactly crystal clear, so I'm trying to figure out. You filed so many papers. I'm trying to figure out which one it is that you're relying on here. What is the motion entitled that you're referring to?
It should be motion to disqualify for cause.
I thought you said it was attached to something else.
It's included. Whatever you're reading on the 170.6 preemptory challenge, that was like the alternative. The actual first thing was the for cause. That's why it was set up like that. So if you didn't recuse for a cause, there was a preemptory challenge, and
I'm looking for it. Hang on.
the other thing is, I noticed my filing, they weren't filed, they were marked received. Did they ever actually get filed?
I don't know. It's not in the file, so here's what I'm going to do anyway. I'm going to set this for a hearing on your motion for reconsideration.
So that's a bunch of
And now,
bullshit.
Mr.
Bullshit.
Schmidt, how long will it take you to file? I haven't seen that.
Under pressure,